This week's Torah portion is about the Kohanim, and it says that Aaron, the high priest, lifted his hands and blessed the nation of Israel. And until this day, when the Kohanim do the priestly blessing, which is known as the duchening, they raise their hands to the congregation and stretch them out. The question is, what is the meaning of raising your hands at the time of giving the blessing? And it's reminiscent of Moshe Rabbeinu, the brother of Aaron. When the Jewish people fought Amalek, it says that Moses went up onto the mountain and raised his hands. And when Moses raised his hands, the Jewish people were victorious. And when he lowered his hands, they began to be defeated. So he would raise his hands and hold them up. And the question is, the rabbis ask, were Moses' hands miraculous, that they allowed the Jewish people to be victorious when his hands were raised? And our rabbis say, no, it wasn't Moses' hands that created a miracle. It was that when Moses' hands were stretched out to heaven, the Jews looked to God and had faith and had hope, and that gave them strength to be victorious. And so it's not the hands of Moses, but it's the faith that they inspired. And perhaps the priestly blessing, the Kohanim giving their blessing with their hands stretched out, teaches us that it's not enough to pay lip service in blessing others, but we have to actually give them faith and give them hope and raise their hands and their hearts to the heaven to give them the help that they need to perform a miracle for themselves by trusting in God and in themselves. There's a story told about Rav Kook, first one of the chief rabbis of Israel, that there was once a Kohen who was not going up to give the priestly blessing. And Rabbi Kook went over to him and said, "Aren't you a Kohen?" He said, "Yes, so why don't you go give the priestly blessing?" He said, "Well, I don't feel I'm worthy to give the priestly blessing. I'm not observant, I don't keep kosher. How can I go up and give the priestly blessing?" Rav Kook said to him, "This is what I want you to do. Go up there and give the priestly blessing. And then when you complete giving the priestly blessing, ask yourself, I'm a Kohen, I just gave the priestly blessing. How can I not keep the commandments? How can I not eat kosher?" Faith means trust in God, but also means knowing that God trusts and has faith in us. The greatest blessing and the greatest miracle you could perform for someone else is giving them hope, something to believe in beyond themselves. Have a wonderful day.